Hello everybody, today's March 15th, 2013. Thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel. I wanted to talk today and ask for your participation in this discussion in the comments section below. We'll talk about some things that I believe to be true. I don't know for a fact. I'm not an authority on any particular subject that I cover. I'm just someone that's passionate about the things that I talk about. I've been having an awakening process over the last 10, 11 years, and I have invited people to come along for the ride and think about these things that are happening and look at what's happening and try and put things together and see how we can best protect ourselves and our family. So I came across something. I wanted to know if you guys believe this as well, if you know this to be fact. If you can expand on it, I'd appreciate that, because I know a lot of you are better versed in certain areas of the things that I cover than I am. I'm just someone who has a lot of interest. So anyhow, in the year 2000, there were 7 countries without a Rothschild-owned central bank. Afghanistan, Iraq, Sudan, Libya, Cuba, North Korea, and Iran. Now, there's currently only 3. But before I mention the 3 that are left, I wanted to talk about what I know about central banking. Now, I know a lot about the Federal Reserve. I read Eustace Mullins' book, The Secrets on the Federal Reserve. He was the first one to compile the amount of information and expose the Federal Reserve, as you know, that he did. He lived at the Library of Congress, actually lived there in a I don't know, some room there, and he was a speed reader, and he's written tons of books. I mean, he's unearthed things that most people had never heard about or would have never known about. So he was commissioned by Ezra Pound, who was a political prisoner for 13 years, held by the government, from comments he made while he was in Italy on Radio Rome about World War II, talking about not wanting to get into it. So anyway, they had him in Washington, St. Elizabeth's, in the sane asylum, and Eustace used to go there, and he said, go check out the Federal Reserve, and it got him into writing the book. And he finally got him released, but he was held for 13 years without trial. So anyhow, getting way off topic. So central banks are actually privately owned banks foreign to the country that they're in, and they've managed to strong-arm their way into these nations around the world over the past 300 years. I don't know if that's a fact. I believe that to be true. So as far as I know, all central banks around the world are private and owned by the Rothschild-led private international banking cartel. Anyone who has any other information, or that wants to help us know the truth. I mean, I know a lot of you guys also look at this type of information. But anyway, I thought it was interesting that I came across information that there were 7 central banks, and now there's 3. Iran, Cuba, and North Korea. So Afghanistan and Iraq, Sudan and Libya. They all have central banks now. That's interesting. There's no need for me to expand on that. I'm sure you all are aware of what's been going on the past 10, 13 years, and why there might be central banks in those countries now. So anyhow, one last note. One other thing that I believe to be true is that all all the tax we pay to the IRS, all the income tax, goes to pay the interest on the money lent by the Federal Reserve to the Treasury. I don't know that that's a fact. I believe that to be true. I know you have to pay your income tax, even though there's no law in the books that says you have to pay. It's voluntary. Well, it's not voluntary when you got a man with a gun standing at your front door. I mean, just ask Peter Schiff's father, who's doing time in prison for not paying his income taxes. No one's ever showed him a law saying he has to, but he's doing time as an 80-something-year-old man for not paying them. So, anyhow, a few different things I wanted to discuss. Hopefully next week I can come bring you a few videos that are, you know, with some recent news that's happening or whatever. I'm putting up a new video on my other channel this weekend. Shine the Light 73 is the name of that channel. Now let me remind you, you have to be open-minded for that channel. If you have any strong not so much political, religious beliefs, now, I want to get into a lot of different discussions on religion over there, ancient history, and so if you're real strong in your faith and are offended by other information that doesn't conform with the way you see things, then you probably wouldn't want to venture over to my other channel. But I know a lot of the listeners to this channel, at least a large portion of them, I believe, are open-minded individuals like myself. So anyhow, don't want to carry on too much longer. Have a good weekend, everybody, and I'll talk to y'all soon.